Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Rest in peace, Walter.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Right, that's the whole point of the game.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Right, because they don't tell the full thing.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Walter. They put a little toy train too.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Where am I supposed to go?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
You're right, I do feel lost. What a pretty moon.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Yeah, because there's no other story. I just want to mention that I started playing this at 5 a.m. and I now see the sun behind my curtains coming up. So it must be like, what is it? It's like 7 right now.
When you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Oh, that's the side of the house where I enter the doggy door.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Aww.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Yeah, that's kind of common. Kids not being able to take care of small animals. We got Christopher, Shadow, Shatsy, Oliver, Bob, Lucy, Derpy, Junior, Derpy, Daisy, Charlie, Burpy, Coco, Chirpy, Furpy, Zoe, Lurpy, Zerpy. Whoever had these pets were very creative with names.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Walter Finch, Barbara Finch, Eddie Finch, Sven Finch. I like how they themed each one based off their personality. Walter, I'm not sure what that is. Can't really tell. It's like a hole inside a mountain, maybe.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
All right, so where to next?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam Finch, born April 25th, 1950, died July 16, 1983. Gregory Finch, Gus Finch. Well, what's their story? How did they die?
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay Kumar, Lewis Finch.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
When I was 22 weeks pregnant? Edith was pregnant? Alright, got a ladder over here. Let's climb right on up.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Oh yeah, that's a real bear.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Uh-huh. Sam.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Okay, so I'm supposed to put stuff in focus.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Done. Language. Oh, of you. I was like, the car?
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Smile, goddammit.
Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Nice, I got a
Last
focused
time I was
coffee
with my
cup.
brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Got
Give me a
some
minute to check the
fishes.
map. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Nope.
Let's see.
I've quite literally taken a picture of everything that looks interesting.
Maybe. Or was it? It could have been.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Yeah, sweetie?
Behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Alright, hold your breath. And shoot down the fucker.
Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don!
In sync with the camera flash.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Oh wow, this is weird.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Oh wow. That is very unfortunate.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Okay. Well, that's sad. I did hear this game was depressing. Since he was going out hunting with Dawn, I was thinking like, oh, is there gonna be like a bear attack or something? Because I thought the carpet here was like foreshadowing.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Gregory. Divorce contract, Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
I'm a baby now.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
It's like I'm a DJ now. Okay, there's many ways a baby could die, so I'm very curious, and at the same time, I'm very scared.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh, wait a second. What? Oh, I'm the frog.
What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
That's really cool.
Whatever it was he saw.
Hello there.
It sure made him happy.
Whoa! Join the party, guys.
I know how silly it sounds.
Whoopee! Yo!
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Mom, I was just playing with that.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
That bathtub is filling up quite fast. I don't think that's how it works.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Oh, now I'm
Not
first
everything.
person as a frog. Oh, Jesus.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Gotta release the plug.
I
Gotta save Gregory.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Okay, so that was very depressing. (1976 to 1977). Not even 2 years old yet.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
What about Dawn? She's dead, right? Yeah, she is. Okay. It looks like... Who's recent death? Looks like it was Dawn, actually. Yeah, she's the most recent death.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Yo, I'm a kite! That's insane!
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh, Jesus, I got a bunch of trash on me. Oh my God.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
And that is the end of Gus. Got killed by the wind. Raise flag, 7:30 a.m. Breakfast, 8 a.m. Quiet time, 11 p.m. Duties, Dawn. Sweep, trash. Gus, mop, mow yard. Greg, be a baby. Of course. Routine, jump rope. Jumping jacks. Push-ups. Crunches. Run to mailbox and back. That is a pretty good workout there. What was that?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Got a little climbing wall here.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Dawn. Oh, so she didn't left? Holy Bible.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Uh-huh.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Right.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh, wow, look at all this. So that's to get on top. We're really exploring the whole house. Milton, 1992.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, it's a flip book. Cool. I like this. Achoo. Huh. Paintbrush. I can paint with this. Oh god, did he create a portal to another dimension? He did. Yo, what? Wait, so what was his cause of death?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Alright, disappeared. Forgot about that part. Whoopsie daisies. Actually, let me check. How many people are left? There's Lewis, Dawn, and Edie. And there's these other names, Sanjay, Sven, and Kay. Why are they separated?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
All the dead bodies. Remember, just one.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
And that's how they got all their salmon. Thank you, Mom. Yo, is that a bong? Let it rip, bruh.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Chop, chop, chop. Chopping
But
heads
he
off.
withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Mine began to what? Deteriorate? Oh, it's this.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Oh, this is really cool. I like this. I like how every story is not the same, and some of it has like different gameplay mechanics.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis.
Yeah, sorry, the controls are a little weird.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia.
Louis Topia.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Like Super Mario. Good for you.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
How is Louis gonna die here, though?
Minneapolis.
That's the big question.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
You see, that said Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for
Radiant rainbows or sinister serpents? Let's go with serpents. That sounds cool.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of his
Electric sitar or silver harp. Electric sitar, of course. That sounds
sitar.
really dope.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
As he is, soldier. Oh, back to first person. So, how did the loose boy died?
He began to forget the world we know.
I don't like the looks of this for some
I
reason.
think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Finch. Psst, hey buddy, what you doing there?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Oh, guys, all for me shouldn't have. Come on, guys. Oh, you're big.
Wise Calico had insisted on advising him.
It's a cat. It's Molly. Molly the cat.
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Bend down his head.
Wait a second. Is that a guillotine? Hey guys, I don't really like this idea anymore.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Okay, there's one person left, Dawn. That is the mother, I suppose? Assume?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot. He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Nice. That's really cool.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Wait, what was her death? Okay, here we go.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
That last night. The dreadful night. Edith. Wait, what about Dawn?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
And now I am little girl Edith. So she mentioned she was like 11 years old.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. but I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Okay, now I can't see. Where am I going?
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Oh no.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Oh, pretty. It's a
My
dandelion.
mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
This is really, really creative.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Oh, Dawn.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
It's the family, the curse. That goddamn curse.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, whoa.
This journal was supposed to be for you.
Is this what I think it is?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you.
I think it is what I think it is.
And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Here I come, cruel world.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Huh. And there goes the bloodline. It continues on. A story by Giant Sparrow for Shirley Dallas, 1948-2013. Ian Dallas, creative director. Joshua Starfty, technical director. Chelsea Hash, lead technical artist. Brandon Martinowicz, lead artist. Chris Bell, lead designer. Alright guys, so that was What Remains of Edith Finch. It's a pretty short game. It will take at least an hour and a half or maybe about almost 2 hours to finish this. And I quite enjoyed it. It was pretty interesting. And the way that my friend told me about, he didn't really say what this game was about, but the way he explained it, with like very short details like, oh, you just play each member of the family and you meet their demise. And I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty interesting. And you don't really see what happens to all of them because the way the stories are told is a bit different, I guess, from what actually happened. And I was really hoping by the end of it, there'll be like an actual like book, but like in the book, it'll say like, okay, so this is what really happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. And it'll pretty much clear everything up. But yeah, that didn't really happen. So it's pretty much up to you, the player's interpretation of like, okay, I guess this happened. I guess that happened. And yeah, it's all that. So that was pretty cool. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments below. I'm just gonna let this really cool credit sequence play out, and yeah, gonna end it right there. Gotta head on out, and I will see you whenever I play next. Bye.